We're going to be reading some terrible Am I the Asshole stories from Reddit.
We love terrible Am I the Assholes. We love terrible assholes. We love terrible assholes.
Oh my God. The shampoo that was like, no
tears.
No tears, but everyone thought it was no tears. But your asshole's no tears.
I don't like the idea of tears for shampoo.
Butt tears.
That's exactly, yeah, no tears. No tears makes way more sense than no tears.
Yeah.
Who says they've torn their hair? You got breakage, but not tears.
Yeah, that's that bizarre. Yeah, you're in the hospital. What's happening? I tore my hair. What? Get the out of here.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Welcome back to the show. My name is Nick.
And I'm Corey. Welcome to That's Debatable. We are your hosts. We already said our names, but we don't know your name. Tell us down below if you care.
Comment some stuff.
Yeah.
Like it. Subscribe to it.
Let us know how you're feeling.
Check out the Patreon so you can see the full uncut version in advance.
Yes.
Now,
and
if you want to listen to the podcast while you're driving or doing some other bullshit you might be doing,
go to Apple Music, Spotify, or Audible. All those links are down below in the description of this video.
Or just be a good little girl and watch it on YouTube. Okay. Am I the asshole for not inviting my father's new girlfriend on a trip with my friends?
Okay. Father's new girlfriend on a trip with my friends.
Oh, yeah.
This already feels weird, but we'll see where it goes.
Weird. My father, 55 male, started seeing Kelly, 25 female, recently. That's a
55 and 25?
Well, let's see if it checks the
doesn't.
test.
No, it doesn't.
We'll assume it's 54.
Half your age.
Divided by 2, 27 plus 3, 30.
It's not plus 3, it's plus 7.
Plus 7. That's what I meant.
Not
34.
Not passing.
Not passing at all.
Also, if this guy's 55 and his girlfriend's 25, 55 at that age,
guess
your
what
kid...
this girl's age is?
24.
Nope, 25.
Oh!
Valid reaction.
Kelly's probably this girl's friend.
Kelly and I attended high school, but never socialized. My parents divorced a year ago, and I, 25 female, found out from social media. My father has been trying to get my brother...
Wait, she found out her parents divorced from social media?
I don't know.
Wait, is that what it said?
My parents divorced a year ago, and I, 25 female, found out from social media.
That's bizarre.
That is weird.
It's weird enough to find out your dad is dating someone new from social media, but saying that she found out that her parents are getting divorced through social media?
I'm guessing this was poorly written, and she found out from social media that they're dating.
Either one is bad.
Divorce
is
worse. Find out that
worse.
your parents are divorced, not from social media, unless you're that estranged. But why would you even see your parents on social media if you don't know from them outside?
I mean, they
of
could
it?
follow them, but like even still, your dad getting a new girlfriend, I feel like that's something you would learn from them telling you.
I don't know. Maybe you're away, like you live in another state, and they don't share that type of stuff.
They could talk to your parents once in a while.
My father's been trying to get my brother, 23 male, and I, 25 female, to invite Kelly to our activities. Why?
Ew, that's like a stepchild type of shit.
Weird as shit. He will ask us what we're doing and then ask if Kelly can be invited. Example, we were celebrating my friend's birthday dinner and my father dropped Kelly off at my apartment and insisted I take her with me. Is this like a play date?
This feels so gross. You dropped your girlfriend off to hang out with your kids?
I guess he wants them to get along, but like...
This isn't a stepchild.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's bizarre, dude.
If she's going to be... Oh God, I feel sick saying this. If she's going to be a stepmom... You need to have a air of authority. You can't have them hang out as kids.
You can't call her a stepmom if they're the same age. That's fucked, dude. Even if they somehow get married.
But if she's dating the dad and the dad has authority in terms of like just parent-child, the girlfriend and the dad needs to be at the same level. You can't have her act like a kid. That's weird.
Anyway, the girl was dropped off at the birthday dinner. The dinner was very awkward, but my friends did their best and were very nice to Kelly. Kelly spent their entire dinner complaining about having to be there and kept asking if we could leave.
Jesus Christ.
That's really uncomfortable. Imagine you're going to your friend's birthday dinner. Your parent drops off their girlfriend.
Forced to take your soon-to-be stepmom, and she just rats on everybody.
It gets worse.
Has a horrible time.
My friends booked a nice weekend for a weekend getaway and had everything planned. We booked a room big enough for 4 people. My father reaches out to me asking if I was doing... what I was doing this weekend, and I told him I was going to visit a friend. My friend posted a picture of us on social media, and my father texts me asking why they didn't invite Kelly on the trip. I text back saying maybe because none of us wanted her to come.
I wonder why.
I tried to reach out to my father to apologize, but he won't answer any of my texts or calls. Kelly has texted me saying that I hurt her feelings and my father's.
Oh,
Am I the asshole for not inviting Kelly, my father's new girlfriend, Kelly, on a trip with my friends?
Why?
No, you're not the asshole. This is the weirdest scenario ever.
This is so strange. Why does the dad want to date a girl who literally was a classmate of his daughter?
Yeah, this is bizarre.
Why does he want her to have play dates with his daughter? Why does he want his daughter to force this new girlfriend to go on trips with them?
The
it's
top
weird.
comment literally says, "Not the asshole. Your father needs to stop setting up play dates for his girlfriend."
That's so fucking bizarre.
It's like the father confuses like dating and parenting and like all into one and just doesn't. Awful.
Ew.
I don't know how you can be that tone deaf to life.
Oh, God, this man has weirdo syndrome. Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, that made me sneeze from having to release the demons. Yeah, you said it. Who the says that after someone sneezes? That's the worst version of bless you I've ever heard.
It wasn't a bless you.
Can you imagine that? Someone sneezes, you yell across the room, "Yeah, you said it." And you're like, "What? Shut the fuck up."
I agree with that guy.
Yeah, say it louder for the people in the back. All right. Am I the asshole for saying my brother's education and jobs are nowhere near equal?
Education and okay.
So it's two brothers. So my brother Jerry, 29 male, will finish his doctor's residency next month, and then he is moving back here to start a job as a family doctor after that.
Fuck, idiot.
He finished medical school 3 years ago. My brother Colin, 26 male, will graduate from a naturopathic medical school next month, and he will then start working as a naturopathic doctor.
What is? You keep saying that. What does naturopathic mean?
I have no clue. I'm just reading words.
Well, pathic is like a type of thing.
It's like homeopathy, probably. It's like,
but
hey,
naturopathic?
I spit in your general direction and it cures cancer.
Is homeopathy the same as naturopathy?
You pray.
Both sound not real.
You pray to Gaia that the tumor goes away.
Pray to Gaia.
He's going to start a job in Oregon after he graduates. Oregon is a sus
Oregon
place.
is where somebody who believes in naturopathy would go.
And they literally elaborate this. I, 25 female, didn't do so well in school and I didn't go to college. I'm a hairdresser. Colin says
Hairdresseropathy. She's a hair doctor.
I think you've got some tears here. Colin says his job and education are the same as Jerry. You're a fucking idiot.
We know who wasn't the favorite child.
He says being a naturopathic doctor is the same as a medical doctor, and that the naturopathic medical school is just as hard as medical school.
Really? Were all the field trips and candy bars is really hard to eat?
He is really bothering Jerry when he says things like this. Now, I've never gone to college or anything like that, but I don't really believe Colin. He can't do his job here because being a naturopath isn't allowed.
What is naturopathic doctor?
I'm going to look it up in a second. But
there must be some weird they ask you to do. It's like, oh, you broke your arm? Well, so what we need to do is we have to cut open your back and let you bleed out.
Fucking think of 300 years in the past for treatment.
By the way, do you know about the 4 humors? So yeah, I think you have a cold because you have a lot of phlegm built up. That means that you actually been a lot sinning recently. So you need to do some Hail Marys and then I know it sounds weird, get spanked with a holy paddle.
Oh, your ear hurts? Have any of your friends been talking about you behind your back? Can you imagine going to ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, and they tell you some like that?
Yeah, it's like, by the way, have you had any miscarriages recently? It probably means that you're a horrible person and God hates you. It's like, what the
Okay, here we go. In Oregon, where he is moving, it might be different, but in South Carolina, it is illegal to be a naturopath. I didn't say anything because it's none of my business what he does, but Colin asked me to back him up in his arguments with Jerry, and he got angry when I said it's not the same. He said, I don't know anything because I didn't go to college, but I'm still pretty sure medical school is actually harder than naturopathic medical school.
Wait, hold that thought for 1 second. This guy asked his sister to back him up, be like, yeah, tell him how hard naturopathy is. And she's like, actually, I don't really know enough about that, but it doesn't sound that hard. And he's like, you don't know anything. It's like, you wanted the girl who you just said doesn't know anything to back you up?
I think someone's just deeply insecure.
Yeah. The fact that he keeps having to say I'm a naturopathic doctor.
That's so funny that he asked for backup and she's like, no, you're full of
And then he's like, you don't know anything about this.
I might not be a doctor, but I know half the stuff Colin talks about, like oils, for example, is quack science.
No.
So was I the asshole for what I said to Colin when I wanted me to side with him? The top comment is, not the asshole. Ask Colin which oil is the best at treating his feelings of inadequacy.
Oh my God.
Okay, I actually want to know what the fuck naturopathy is.
I mean, based on the fact that it's with oils, I think it is like, it's this weird thing where like all oils can be used to solve problems. Dude, there's a thing online. It kind of falls in like the ASMR category on YouTube, but like there's this, what's it called? It's kind of like homeopathic medicine, but it's like if you have vials of like minerals and tinctures you put on someone's body. Like that's literally what they'll do is they'll put like a vial of like 3 grams of iron on someone's body and be like, okay, now raise your hand and like match my resistance. And if they can't match it, it means that your heart has problems. And they'll add another pill to be like, okay, how many iron pills do we need to find out how
touch you
to fix it?
Where did you see this?
This is some weird ass thing on YouTube.
I don't, dude. There's some weird shit, and dude, if someone had got lung cancer and their cure for it was smoking cigars and they somehow lost it and it worked for them, sure. Don't preach that on others though. Like,
well, ask
there's
Steve
a
Jobs.
reason.
That's what he did.
What?
Steve Jobs had cancer of some kind. I want to say prostate
Didn't it kill
cancer.
him?
Yeah, because he took shrooms. He's like, shrooms will cure me.
Oh, he was probably too far gone.
Yeah, he's like, if I can cure everything with the power of dementia and shrooms. Like
Naturopathic doctors are trained as primary care providers who diagnose, treat, and manage patients with acute and chronic conditions while addressing disease and dysfunction at the level of body, mind, and spirit. So nothing.
You've just said what a doctor does without the words that a doctor would use. And then mind, body, and spirit is bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh, the crystal will sap away your tumor.
Listen, I wear this because it looks cool, not because it means anything. Someone's asked me before, like, oh, do you know that it worked off evil spirits? I'm like, I'm a spirit. It hasn't worked.
I really don't want to be mean to people because like
No. I think we need to bring back being mean.
You're right. Shame is good.
Shame needs to be done.
But like, okay, so I grew up with my family using a lot of herbal treatments, but these are herbs that actually work. Like for instance, like my stomach was
medicine
hurting,
are
and my
herbs.
grandma would brew this shit in a pot that tasted like someone was literally pouring their hot diarrhea in my mouth, but my stomach ache went away.
Here's the thing: medicine are herbs.
Yeah.
The thing is that medicine were made to take the effects and actually give you the proper dosage.
Yeah. Like
if you
someone
chew
tells
on a
me-
leaf because your stomach hurts, yeah, it might help, but the pill meant for your stomach problem is going to be even better.
Yeah. And
then the oil rubbing on your ear doesn't do anything.
dude, like if somebody told me, sorry for caressing your knee.
Yeah, I really felt that.
Did it make you feel better?
I felt something.
That'll be $200. I'm a naturopathic doctor, by the way.
Oh, thanks for your toe fungus. Should I chew on it?
Yeah. This will cure your diseases or give you new ones. I don't really know what I'm talking about because I went to naturopathic medical school. Anyways, naturopathic sounds like shit, and it probably is.
More at 11.
Okay, am I the asshole for telling my daughter I dislike something she does? This is so funny.
I mean,
dude.
so far it's like, no, that's parenting.
No, but this is so horrible. This is so funny.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
I'll try and keep this short. I, 50, have a daughter, 25, female. Recently, her boyfriend, 27, male, knitted her a blanket with her name knitted on it, and it doesn't look the best. It's really sweet, though.
It doesn't look the best.
Yeah, but he guys don't typically knit too well.
I don't even think it matters. Like, he made something. That's fine. It doesn't have to.
Exactly. Now you get it.
It's not like he's going to sell it.
Parent doesn't understand this. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
It
but
doesn't matter.
They're an asshole.
Yeah.
Regardless. But for some reason, my daughter loves it. And whenever
For some reason. I wonder what it is. Is it sentimentality or she really appreciates?
It's ugly as
Is it like new age art?
And whenever I'm visiting her apartment, she almost always has it on her when she's sitting on her couch or bed. It does get really cold where we live, but the extent to which she likes this blanket is odd, as if she's a child who's obsessed with a stuffed animal or toy.
Oh no, if only people had feelings for things that were given to them by someone they love. Who would have thought?
I recently asked her about it, and she said she likes it because her boyfriend made it, and it reminds her of him since they don't live together yet. And it is extremely large on her, so it's comfortable. I told her she was acting like a child. She said that she wasn't. I repeated that she was definitely acting like a child and that I found it weird.
Oh, he said it twice, so he's right.
Yeah, this parent, we don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
I was saying this guy's definitely autistic.
Yeah, we don't know if it's a guy, though.
I assume it's a guy because it's like the most loveless, like I am Lord Voldemort made with the love potion, and therefore I can't understand what love means. This guy is like...
It sounds like more of like a neglectful father.
Zero. This man has no idea what sentimentality means.
Yeah, it's an asshole, neglectful dad.
I imagine if you go back to their home, like where the girl grew up, there's like 0 photo albums.
Yeah.
There's like
nothing left in the bedroom.
Yeah. Like there's no trophies, no like old stuffed animals. His entire room, this dad, is like no photos of people. It's just like a single bed in the middle of a room, and like all the walls are like white.
TV on the floor. just alone and sad. This is like a bizarre thing to draw the line on. But
Yeah, all of his clothes are like
they're,
monotone single color.
they're trying to become self-aware. Once again, we don't know if it's a guy.
I assume guy.
She told me she had no idea why I would find it weird and told me to leave her alone. I told her she was being infantilized and it was disgusting. I have no clue how you could possibly think that knitting a blanket for someone is infantilizing
Because
them.
babies like blanket, therefore liking blanket makes you baby. What a weird jump in logic.
She said that she would kick me out of her apartment if I didn't stop arguing with her, so I remained quiet.
Oh, so
I'm
it was a
starting
mom.
to think I may be the asshole for accusing her and her boyfriend of such things. Am I the asshole?
Oh, wait. Who's the perspective of this? Is
This
it
is the parent.
Oh, the parent wrote this.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
asking if they're the asshole. So at least they're somewhat self-aware.
Nah, barely. There's an idiot.
So the top comment, which is beautiful, says, "You are the asshole. Normally I would offer at least a brief explanation as to why I voted that way, but you just
wouldn't
pissed
get
me
it.
off. I've seen a lot of shit on the subreddit over the past few days since I started looking at it, but this is by far the shittiest shit that's ever been You really want a problem with your daughter liking something her boyfriend made for her? Really? It doesn't matter that it doesn't look like a masterpiece. He made it for her and is special to her. I'm trying my best to not use all kinds of language that would probably get me banned. I like it here too much and you aren't worth it. You must be really sad being you. No one has ever put any effort into making you anything. That's probably for the best because your ass wouldn't appreciate it anyway. Get the fuck out of here."
That's the thought
This
I
comment
have.
has 28,000 likes.
There is no way this person has anybody make them or gift them anything because there's no way they would get that, feel sentiment for it, but then also not realize their daughter has sentiment for their boyfriend because of a blanket.
So bizarre.
Yeah.
Like,
There is no love in their life.
and you're like pressing the person as if like the boyfriend is a glass blower and blew her a meth pipe and said, "Hey, like this is my favorite meth pipe. Hey, you should probably not be doing meth. It's a bad influence." What is having a blanket a bad influence? With your name knitted into it? That's the sweetest thing ever.
My grandma did that for me.
That's cute. Was it
Yeah.
a comfortable blanket?
Yeah, I mean, it was more like a throw for your bed than like use as a blanket, but it's still nice. Like she put
Like
a lot of
throw
effort
it
into
off
it.
your balcony.
No, you are a horrible person, and grandma casts spells on you. But no, this dad, parent, whoever,
Awful.
they're like the most maniacally evil parent someone could be without being abusive.
I want to see if they replied to anyone.
Probably not. It's probably a writing prompt from
This
a
is
child.
like that person that like sees their 8-year-old kid watching cartoons and it's like, "You're acting like a child."
Yeah.
Say, dumbass.
What does this person want on like Father's Day or Mother's Day or whatever? Alone time. They're like, "Oh, my wife nags me. My daughter is a piece of shit who likes blankets."
This would be a person that would find love to be nagging. All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my best friend's wedding after she replaced me as her maid of honor because I'm too fat? Pregnant, parentheses, I'm pregnant.
There you go.
And asking her to pay me back for everything? Shit.
This is a drama one.
That's insane. Being pregnant's a crime, bro. I, 27 female, have been best friends with Claire, 28 female, since high school. When she asked me to be her maid of honor, I was thrilled and went all out to make her wedding special. I paid for a bridal shower, bachelorette party, a weekend trip, decorations, and other expenses, spending several $1,000s. Yeah, weddings are expensive, and it sucks that the bridal party has to dump a ton of money too.
It's usually like the maid of honor or the best man. They end up paying for the entirety of like their prep. Like the best man does the bachelor party.
They do it?
They'll set it up.
Oh, that.
And generally they'll be the one paying for it and like collecting
I've
the
been a
money from
groomsman
everyone
like
else.
5 times or something, or maybe not 5 times, but like 4 or something. But
And
I've never been a best man.
Have you not been like part of the groomsman party where like the best man will ask for you to pay your share to them and like they'll pay for like the whole like, accommodations to make sure everyone's together?
For the bachelorette party, we always just split it evenly.
But like you paid for tickets to things, or like they paid for tickets and then they asked you for like accommodation?
Yeah, like we bought our own flights and then we.
Well, flights is one thing, but usually
This
it's
trip
like,
would have been like 20 grand for the person planning it.
it's like remember when we went to Cancun and like Vitaly bought the tickets for everything and we just paid him? It's easier because everyone's together and like that's usually why one person does it.
Smaller group.
But then like in this case, it's for whatever reason, people with friends, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, maid of honor, you'll plan my bridal shower, you'll plan my whatever," and then they never get paid back.
Are they supposed to pay them back?
It's not their
are
fucking
they even supposed
event.
to pay for it? Why would they pay for it?
Like I said, I think it's the maid of honor or the best man will pay for everything that
and then
is
get reimbursed.
well, because it's an organizational thing, but they're not supposed to shell it out.
This is weird. Fucking weird American traditions.
I don't, it's not American. It's narcissistic.
Well, it was a lot of money for my husband and me, and you dumb
That's not the point.
Grammatically incorrect ass.
That's not the point. Move on.
I wanted to make her big day perfect because she's like family to me. 2 months ago, I shared that I'm 4 months pregnant. Claire congratulated me, but started acting distant afterward. That's weird. She excluded me from conversations about the wedding and made passive comments about how hard it is to coordinate when people are distracted. You fucking conceited
This is
asshole.
like people that post the stupid memes on their Instagram stories. Oh, I hate when people are distracted.
I can't believe
from
you're
planning
so
my wedding.
distracted with your own life and being pregnant that you can't focus on my wedding. With
Saying
all
that
your
sentence
attention.
out loud sounds so barbaric.
I'm
I
gonna
hate
vomit.
it when people are so distracted to plan my wedding that with their pregnancy. God, can't you be a little less selfish?
A few days ago, she sat me down and told me she didn't want me to be in the wedding anymore. Her reason?
What?
I'm getting too fat and she doesn't want me in the pictures. This is a best friend that she was a maid of honor for?
I cannot stand people that are like this. Like, oh yeah,
This sounds like-
my pictures are gonna look horrible because you look fat. What about the fact that the picture's supposed to remind you of your special day with your friends? You just not want her there?
Fucking insane, dude. This is legit like that sorority girl from Happy Death Day that saw a girl eating breakfast and she was like,
yes.
"What
We
are
don't
you
eat
fat?"
breakfast. Yeah, God.
Holy shit, dude.
These people want an image instead of an actual event.
Yeah, she said she had a specific vision for her wedding and I no longer fit in. I was devastated. I asked if this was about my pregnancy, but she insisted it wasn't personal.
What?
She said she was replacing me as maid of honor with her another friend who fit her aesthetic. What?
Your aesthetic
cunt.
is bitchy.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
aesthetic is being a piece of shit.
Yeah, maybe your outfit should be all brown and red.
I told her if I wasn't in the wedding, I wouldn't attend at all. I also handed her receipts for everything I'd paid for and told her she and her fiance needed to reimburse me since I'd only spent that money as her maid of honor.
Hell
Claire
yeah.
flipped out, calling me selfish and accusing me of trying to ruin her wedding.
How is she trying to ruin your wedding by you
What?
paying you paying for your shit that she bought as maid of honor for you is ruining your wedding?
She said it was tacky? You said it was tacky to ask for money as a person who's no longer invited to the wedding as a maid of honor who spent thousands of dollars planning shit?
This person's not a friend.
And
They're
you
a
uninvited
demon.
them for being pregnant, you stupid f***ing
I don't
I'm gonna
know where
have a
people
stroke,
find
dude.
friends like this.
I reminded her that she removed me from the role, so the expenses were no longer mine.
They should have been yours to begin with, but
Since
yeah.
then, Claire, her fiance, and even her family have been spamming me with calls and texts. They're accusing me of being petty and overreacting because of pregnancy hormones. This doesn't even feel real. for me.
Pregnancy hormones for wanting money to reimburse something that was for her goddamn wedding.
They're also saying I should have just let it go and run off the money because weddings are stressful and Claire didn't mean to hurt me. Dude,
Oh my god, weddings are just stressful. I'm
I
sorry
wanna-
for
I
making
wanna
you
find
pay for
Claire and bitch
$10,000
slap
of
her.
things.
Can you just write it off?
My husband has been incredibly supportive and says I did the right thing. He's furious at how Claire treated me and agrees that I shouldn't be out thousands of dollars for a wedding I'm not part of.
Yeah.
I feel heartbroken and humiliated by someone I thought was my best friend. Still, the constant backlash has made me second guess myself. Am I the asshole for standing up for myself and asking for reimbursement? Should I have just quietly stepped aside?
No.
Unless you're a f***ing billionaire and this money means nothing to you. Which
Even if you are.
You clearly said it matters. This so-called friend of yours has a piece of vision that they think that their wedding is going to be perfect, and you being fat or in reality just pregnant because you can't. Where are you going to put that baby, huh? Your butt?
The bride to be is a
Horrible person.
is a shit bag. Her vision is shit. Her friendship is shit. And the fact that she thinks it's tacky for her to pay for her own wedding is she's just
Awful.
using you for money.
You don't even need to ask if I'm the asshole.
Yeah.
Just go kill Claire.
I don't even understand.
you have
Even
my
if she
green
was, in the wedding, why would she still be on the hook for the money? It's not her wedding.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people, I think people are just really entitled and
Yeah.
and just refuse to see that
People
other
are
exist.
stupid.
You know what it is? It's a solipsistic view, which means that you think that you are the main character in the world and that you are living a life, but no one else is. Everyone just exists for your
Yeah.
purpose of your life. That's a crazy viewpoint. That's
is.
just small-minded.
It's like even
Dumbass.
if I was in a wedding, I would spend some money, but like on my, I don't know, my tux. But like that's it.
I mean, I
And
was
I got a gift, but like I'm not gonna spend to pay.
groomsman. I'm gonna pay for my own bachelor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for like I don't know $10,000 as my share to their wedding venue. Like no.
I'm going to your bachelor trip. I'm going to try to at least. One of my friends, I couldn't make it to his bachelor trip. It was just like a bad time for me.
Yeah.
So I couldn't make it, but I still went to the wedding and I gave them a good gift.
Imagine if like one of your close friends said, "Hey, I'm getting married. I want you to be like my groomsman party. By the way, as part of the groomsman party, you need to pay a tenth of my wedding." It's like that's such a shock and a slap in the face.
Yeah. And then you get kicked out and they say you're tacky for asking for a reimbursement.
Yeah.
That story actually feels fake from how bad that person
Yeah,
is.
for sure. If this was me, I'd like take them to small claims court with all the receipts, and then I'd shoot them with paintball guns while they're getting
from
married.
a shotgun.
While they're getting married.
Am I the asshole? My roommate is mad at me for making sound in the night. Okay.
What was that
Am
face?
I the asshole? I work evening shift and go home at 12 a.m. I have a mechanical keyboard and I game and talk to my friends quietly during the night. My roommate lives in a separate room in front of mine. She's a very light sleeper and she says that I make too much noise in the night. She basically doesn't want me to use my keyboard, even though I bought O-rings for it. I've built many keyboards. If you put O-rings on your keyboard, then you are weird because they ruin the feel, but they do make it quite quiet. So that is a very respectful move.
It's like a gun owner being like, yeah, I put a suppressor on it, but like it ruins the feel of the kill.
Yeah, that was a really weird thing for me to say, but I said it. I'm a enthusiast.
The idea is they put these rings on to dampen the sound.
Yeah.
Do they dampen sound?
Yeah, really well. Yeah, they dampen sound really well. They change the feel slightly, but I personally think it's an unsatisfying feeling. It would be like imagine you're experiencing doggy style
Why is this the analogy?
Let me explain.
Okay.
And you were like, I don't know, you don't have enough cushion for the push-in, so you got like an O pillow for your peen. That's not a good analogy.
You're saying that you're doing stuff with someone, and you're like, you know what would make this even better? Is if we put a silencer on my peen so that I can only go about 0.25 inches in and out.
You know, I'm really against clapping your cheeks before marriage, but
honestly, that's a better analogy. Is that you're having sex with your
Sex?
You're having the sex with your partner, and you have a roommate, and you do it loudly, and your roommate's like, "Hey, can you keep it down?" So you buy a ring to like silence the clapping. It ruins the feel.
You tell the girl, I gotta hold your cheeks so they don't clap. Okay, this is something. Okay,
But the point is, you're saying the O-rings do dampen.
yeah. And I put a blanket on the wall facing her room. She also doesn't want me to talk at all during the night. If you have thin walls, I guess like a silent time is respectful. Like,
well, let's keep reading. I have thoughts on this.
I ended up telling her that it's reasonable. You want me to be quiet at night, but I'm not going to be silent. We are both paying rent and we both have rights. She said I'm not being quiet. I told her at this point it's not my problem. She got very upset. I don't know what she's planning to do now. Am I the asshole?
So when I got this, when I got this from Am I the Asshole, the resounding decision was that she is an asshole.
The person?
Yeah.
For being loud?
Yeah.
Really?
I vehemently disagree with them though. They all said that she's an asshole because she is loud and keeping them up from sleeping when she could just like do stuff in the middle of the day or like not make noise. And like you wouldn't want your sleep ruined.
I mean, okay.
I understand their point of view. However, I am very much on the side of if you are not making like actual noise, you're typing on a keyboard and you're talking.
Keyboards can be extremely loud.
O-ring. Which you, as a keyboard enthusiast, you're the expert witness in this case. You've said that O-rings dampen sound a lot.
They dampen. That doesn't mean it silences completely.
Well, no one said silence completely. If you live in a house and you pay rent, I believe like it's quiet hours, not dead silent hours. You should be allowed to live your life as long as you're not making like playing loud music and screaming in the middle of the night. Because just because they have thin walls doesn't mean that you should like be afraid to squeak and like step.
I think if you're being respectful and you're being quiet, like I'm naturally a night owl. My roommate wakes up much earlier than me to go to work, and sometimes our sleep schedule overlaps. Most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time I'm going to sleep at like 2 and waking up at like 10. Yeah. Right. He works at 9 to 5, so he has to get up much earlier than me, like at 8. If it's late at night, I just try to be super quiet in the kitchen. We have a larger apartment, but I'm not trying to be a mouse.
Well, that's the thing. I think there is a respectable and reasonable amount of quiet that you should have during nighttime hours, which I would say from the hours of like 8 p.m. to midnight, like no loud music, but like normal like not partying, as long as like you're not having a party with your roommate. After that, like from 11 p.m. until 7, 8 a.m., quiet hours, not silent hours. If you are a roommate, you split the rent with your roommate. Yeah, you have
no greater authority.
You live there.
Yeah,
like you should be allowed to live comfortably, and that means that while you want good quiet sleep, you are not living alone.
Yeah.
You
And,
need
like,
to give them the respect that
one
they
roommate
deserve
has
of talking to
Yeah.
their friend or whoever on the phone. Not screaming, but talking.
One roommate has a graveyard shift. Like, they can't control when they're working.
Yeah.
They have a job. Their job pays their bills.
The way that I see this is
The person who's suffering from this can get earplugs.
Exactly.
They do not ruin sleep at all.
the way that I see this, and people could say this is like tough love or stern or like just mean or whatever it is. I think that if you have a roommate, you have made an agreement to not live the most comfortable life that you ever
you've
want.
given up some
you are
privileges.
you are sacrificing the perfect home life that you could want of like quiet and your
And complete
rules
privacy, yeah.
to have lower rent. And one of those things mean if
Dealing
you
with
want
somebody
it,
else's
if you
things.
want it to be dead silent, no sound, live alone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can ask them to be quieter, but it is not dead silent. If they're typing on a keyboard and that bothers you, you have a problem, not them.
Yeah. But there are some loud keyboards.
Again,
O-rings, yes.
O-rings. And
Yeah.
if you can hear, if that person says, I can hear you typing, that means that your ears are the problem. You need to like fix your
Like, everyone here in the comments is saying that you're the asshole. I just don't understand.
It's probably because like one of the comments I saw was like, I've heard loud keyboards before. They're really loud and annoying. But like you again,
They can be.
as a keyboard enthusiast, you have confirmed that O-rings do dampen. If you can hear,
They can still be loud though.
do you
Like if you have, they're called typically Cherry MX blue switches
Mm-hmm.
that have a special component that specifically clicks once it's pressed in.
Yeah.
The O-ring doesn't dampen that sound. It just dampens the thok of the key. Basically, imagine you're walking on a hardwood floor in heels and you hear that thumping. Imagine putting a softer layer on that. It's still
Okay.
you're still gonna make a sound.
Sure, but like even if that was the case, if someone walking around the apartment in the middle of the night, like it's their house, they can do that.
Yeah.
Like they're not trying to make noise, they're living. And like they're not screaming, they're not doing anything. So if you have your door shut and there are walls in your room and you can hear a keyboard from the other side, I'm sorry, you just have thin walls. You have to figure out your own solution to it. But like you can't prevent them from doing in the house that they split rent in.
Yeah. I don't think it's like.
I think it's a
I don't
tough
think
love
it's-
situation.
Yeah, I don't think it's either person's responsibility to like. Ideally, they should have found better
Yeah.
overlap in like schedule for roommates.
Exactly.
Like they should have found another person who has a graveyard shift.
It's one of these things that you'll find this in a relationship, you'll find this in roommates, is that you won't learn everything that you need to have a perfect situation until it's already past due, and you'll find these problems. But if you don't work out because of different things, you can compromise as much as you can, but at some point there is a compromise on both sides. One of them is the person who is making noise makes as little noise as possible that is reasonable, and the other person accepts you have a roommate, they're going to do some that is not perfect, but like it is reasonable.
Yeah.
Typing on a keyboard in the middle of the night is reasonable. If you can still hear it, you have super hearing. I'm sorry. Go get tested.
I completely agree with this. I ended up telling her that it's reasonable for wanting me to be quiet at night, but I'm not going to be silent. We are both paying rent and we both have rights.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You live in a house too. You get rights. And part of that is living a normal, quiet hours life.
But she said I'm not being quiet. I told her that at this point it's not my problem. She got very upset.
Yeah, because the roommate, here's the thing. The roommate who's being mad,
I mean, she could be being genuinely loud. Like,
but she also could be genuinely quiet. I'm telling you, if you can hear keyboards through a closed door and not like walls, your hearing is like, it's too much.
yeah, put something in your ear. There are ways to go around this though. Like you close your door, put some earplugs in.
Yeah.
Live alone.
That's what I'm saying. If the fact that this person has O-rings and they can hear the keyboard tells me all I need to know. That, yeah, your situation sucks, but like compromise.
All right, last one. Am I the asshole for leaving before dinner because my mom didn't cook anything my wife can eat?
That's just hosting.
This is a situation. I recently got married with my long-term fiance. She and my mom never really got along. That's tough. I always
We
hoped
can
things
see
would
where
get
this is
better
going.
after the marriage. Probably didn't. My mom invited us over for dinner, which was supposed to be our first meal as a married couple at her house. Now, my wife is a vegan. We hate those. She was a vegetarian before
Don't
she...
lump us in there. It's not a we.
She was a vegetarian before she switched to vegan a couple months ago. My mom knows she's a vegan. Despite that, my mom didn't prepare a single vegan dish for her, except a soggy-looking salad. Even the veggie soup, she added chicken broth to it to make it tastier. The rest was all non-vegan stuff like mac and cheese, fried chicken, jambalaya, banana pudding for dessert. All things my wife can't eat. Okay, there's more, but...
You're going to make your opinion already? I already have mine.
It's tough.
You just don't like vegans.
No, it just sucks to like... Someone's preparing dinner and like you have a very... I mean, yeah, there should have been at least one or more dishes that were like...
I'm pretty strongly on the guy and the wife's side.
Well, let me read the rest. I told my mom we were going to leave before dinner since there was nothing for Olga, my wife, to eat. My mom said she could just pick the shrimp out of her jambalaya and eat the salad.
That's not cool.
I told her that's not how it works. Then she was starting to insist the veggie soup was fine. I pointed out that wasn't vegan because of the chicken broth, which according to my mom was bullshit. She then asked Olga if can't she just eat normally for one day. My wife said no, but she doesn't mind just having the salad, but I knew she was just trying to save the day and was fed up with how my mom was treating her. So I thanked my mom and told her we were leaving. My mom freaked out. She blamed us for being disrespectful. She said I spent hours cooking all that food for me. I told her that's the issue. She should have thought about Olga too. My mom said I was exaggerating because it's not like she's allergic or anything.
Here's my opinion on this. You don't get to choose what goes in someone's body. You invited them for dinner as a host. You knew in advance what their restrictions were because this is like a new marriage. It's not like the first time meeting them. You chose to be disrespectful to them.
You're being, I don't think you're being disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
I think the way they're acting about it is disrespectful, but I think they're being just really stubborn.
I think that's disrespectful. You're the mother-in-law to a new, like your son and now new daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
You've known them.
Vegan is an extremely hard diet to abide by though.
Not really.
Yeah. Vegetarian is doable. Vegan is really hard because
it's not really hard.
It's a high restriction. I don't think
it's not that hard.
I don't like.
It takes 3 seconds of like, oh, okay, I can't use these ingredients. I'll just make like a dish.
Which is like more than.
This is not.
Significant.
No, this is not like the caveman ages where you only had like 3 things you could use. You can look up
I have
online.
Nothing against people being vegan, but I think I don't know if I would want to be with someone that's vegan just because it would.
That's fine.
It would restrict me so much.
That's fine that you feel restricted and you wouldn't want to date them. But if you had a family member that you were hosting for that you supposedly care about.
If I invited my kids.
It's not even like a whole party. It is specifically for the husband and the wife.
Yeah.
You invited over a newlywed couple, your son and daughter-in-law, to have dinner for the first time as a married couple. And you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I know you can't eat this. Do it anyways. That's shit. That's horrible.
Yeah, it is shit.
I guess... Imagine this. If she was allergic, would it have taken any much more effort to make a dish that had restrictions? What if she was allergic to everything?
I think the mom is just being ignorant.
She is.
And she just sees allergy as like a serious thing, but not vegan because she thinks it's a personal choice.
If you feel like you can force someone to eat something they don't want to eat, for no other reason than you just want them to, like you don't care about their restrictions or preferences, you're a person.
I wonder if everyone involved in this is Russian because I know like as a kid I was forced to finish my food. Like and now I like if someone doesn't finish their food and especially if they don't take the like say they're at a restaurant and they just leave what's left. And I'm not talking about scraps. I'm talking about like
if you
say
eat
you got
half
steak
the food,
and carbs,
yeah,
and like you left it and you just didn't take it and it's a meal you liked, you're dick.
Yeah, okay, here's a difference though. If you eat half the meal and you're like you take like 3 separate plates and just eat part of it but leave a bunch of it and throw it out, yeah, you look like you're wasteful. If you go to a restaurant or like not even a restaurant, a party or something and don't touch a thing because you cannot eat it, that's not wasteful. That's you not being able to eat it.
Yeah.
And it's not like you could have an allergy, which is one thing. That's major.
You should have honestly just not even invited her for dinner.
Exactly. But it's, let's say you have a preference. You could call that shit or like stupid or whatever it is. But let's say you have a preference. You're saying, I can't eat boiled vegetables. You're like, I will throw up. I'll eat a boiled vegetable. Imagine now someone invited you over for dinner and they put boiled vegetables in everything. You're like, I'm sorry, I will like throw up. Like I'll take a bite and I'll puke everywhere. I knew someone
who was vegan and she said like after she didn't eat beef for like 4 years.
That's a part of it too.
She had some and she vomited instantly
because
she could no longer process it.
It's because your stomach doesn't have your microbiome in your gut.
Yeah.
Is
you need to be adapted to certain food.
Yeah, because the way you digest food, I don't know if people know this, is that your body is not one thing. Your body is full of other organisms that do things, and your stomach is probably the most diverse group of organisms in your entire body. The bacteria and microbiome in your gut is the reason why you can digest things. Some people that can't eat certain foods is because they don't have the right microbiome, and so if you have not eaten something in a long time, you lose those enzymes and bacteria, and you can't digest it properly. You get sick.
This is just a situation. It sounds frustrating from both ends. But the mom is being an asshole. She should have just not invited the wife for a dinner if she didn't want to abide by it.
That's not a reasonable thing.
Like if she's gonna be a about it and she's not gonna abide by that, just don't invite them to insult them.
Obviously, she shouldn't have invited them to insult them. But I think that inviting your son with his now wife for a first post-wedding meal and then not inviting the wife, that's weird.
I'm hungry right now, so this whole thing just pissed me off. Like
I personally don't see
being ready for dinner and then like not being able to eat because of like.
To me, it's pure ignorance on the mom being like, I made all this food and like just didn't consult with anybody and just like said you better eat it. Otherwise, like, you're disrespectful. Even though she gave zero respect back.
Yeah, this is ass.
This is my pet peeve.
This is
I
definitely the mom.
hate it. I hate it when people use respect as a one-way street. If you say it's disrespectful to have one thing happen, but you never respected the other person in the first place, then you're a hypocrite. Stop being a
Yeah, and adding chicken broth to the soup was a move.
That's the thing. It's a power play. That's all it was. She said, can you eat normally for once? It's a power play. It takes zero effort to be kind. Even if you said, oh, I didn't know that you couldn't have chicken broth. Oh, I thought that vegetable soup was fine. Oh, I thought that you could just pick shrimp out of the salad or something. If it's ignorance, that's one thing. If it's willful ignorance where you've been told before, you know something and still do it anyways, and then when told, hey, I can't have this, you're like, why don't you just eat normally for once, you disrespectful
That's
You're a horrible human.
Yeah, you can't say that the person's being disrespectful when you're being disrespectful.
Exactly.
Because you're no longer equating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over it. Bad, a bunch of assholes.
Comment down below which one you thought was the best asshole of them all, and tell us why it's yours. We don't like assholes, but we love you. And if you guys want to watch us talk more about assholes in a full uncut, uncensored version of this, then you can go to our Patreon link down below.
We will see you there. Make sure to like and subscribe and tell your friends about it because it's